There's over 1,200 active short-term vacation rentals in the city of Victoria right now, and that number could rapidly shrink soon with new BC government policy that was just announced. There's even talk of eliminating the coveted transient zoning that allows many of Victoria's STRs to exist. This is all fueled by the belief that properties rented on platforms like Airbnb and VRBO are contributing to the housing crisis. Here's a quick look at what's been announced by the province and what it could mean to you. It's also important to note that BC's new Short-Term Accommodations Act defines an STR as any rental less than 90 days and not 30 days, which with the City of Victoria and many stratas use. STRs will only be allowed in principal residences with some exemptions, such as communities smaller than 10,000 people and resort areas. There's going to be increased fines, up from $1,000 a day to $3,000 a day, with a maximum fine of $50,000. The City of Victoria is also independently increasing their business license fee from $1,500 a year to $2,500 a year. There will soon be a central registry of all STR properties and their owners, and platforms like Airbnb will have to report and share information to the registry. There's going to be more tools and more power for municipalities to enforce and monitor STRs. And perhaps most importantly for Victoria STR operators, protections for non-conforming use will no longer apply. It's unclear if this will override the transient zoning that many STR units in Victoria rely on and has been grandfathered in over the years. The new fines are all effective immediately, and the rest will be rolled out starting in May 2024. Where's all this coming from? Spurring this action is a study by the University of McGill that says for every 100 STR units in a market, it pushes rental prices up by $49. Out of our 1,200 STRs in Victoria, 700 are fully licensed and dedicated units, which theoretically increases Victoria average rents by about $350 a month. With a one-bedroom condo now renting for about $2,100 a month, critics say that eliminating STRs would bring this down below $1,800 a month. The bottom line here is that the province is sending a clear signal that they want to drastically reduce, if not eliminate, STRs in BC. I don't know if this will have any impact on housing prices and rental supply, but one thing is certain, it's going to be more costly and more difficult to run an STR in any capacity in Victoria and the rest of the province. And it's likely going to hurt property values and all the businesses like the management companies, the cleaners, the owners' livelihood themselves, and also tourism in general. BC is behind what other provinces and cities in the world have imposed, such as Montreal, New York, and parts of Europe. So it's not a huge surprise we're seeing these steps taken here. Like most government policy, we'll also like to see more and more of it, and we'll see very few of these ever rolled back, even if they are effective. Certainly, there's going to be a pushback from property owners. Airbnb funded a study themselves to counter the McGill one that found there was very little or no measurable impact from STRs on rent prices in the markets they looked at. When it comes to the legal non-conforming use in Victoria, we could see legal action by STR owners to fight it. STR has been a very easy political scapegoat for the housing crisis for years. I believe macroeconomic forces such as the high interest rates, the government bringing in 1 million new people every year to Canada, and the really high housing construction costs that we have are the primary reasons we have a housing shortage. So I don't think this will have a huge impact. But that said, there are a lot of STR units out there, and given the sheer quantity of Airbnb units in Victoria, maybe it could ease rent prices a bit. Time will tell. There's also quite a few benefits to STR. There's a reason they exist in the first place and are so popular. There's a reason why so many tourists and visitors to Victoria prefer to book these rather than hotels. And there's also a reason why property owners prefer STR when tenancy laws are so heavily in favor of tenants in BC and don't allow for flexibility or don't allow for control. For example, if you get a bad tenant or someone who damages the unit or doesn't pay rent. So I don't think just banning all these units and banning STR will necessarily mean that these units become open to rentals again either. Do you agree or disagree with the province's new policy on short-term vacation rentals? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.